I am Fox Red Sky, astrologer and soul coach, and your host for Astrology Obsessed. And this episode is about certain death. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's about Mercury in retrograde. Trying to get all my videos done before Mercury in retrograde comes, so here we go. Alright, so Mercury in retrograde is going to be from January 14th through February 3rd. But at the same time, we will also be experiencing Venus in retrograde, so it's just like a nice little ball of fun. Just, yeah. I don't know. So, long and the short of it, let's just kind of break it all down. What is Mercury in retrograde? So, if you've never been told what a Mercury in retrograde is, it's basically when kind of communication kind of breaks down, your phone kind of doesn't want to work, or you just accidentally drop your laptop in the water and now you can't send that email to the person that needs it, and there's a lot of frustrating things going down. A lot of people kind of getting into arguments because they kind of misunderstood what the conversation was about. They're like, what do you mean? And it was just totally misconstrued. So it's just so much fun, isn't it? It's just like, wow, I get to have more delays. But it's also a really good time to kind of chillax. Don't start anything new. You know, I mean, if you know it's you're going to aim that dart and it's going to go backwards, like, you know. Yeah, no, it's really not as bad as we think it is. I'm serious. It really isn't as bad as we think it is. There's a lot of good things, and this Mercury in retrograde is going to be in my favorite sign, Aquarius, which is interesting, you know. I mean, it's like Aquarius energy is such a very spacey, weird, ethereal, you know, energy. But it's like, so what is this Mercury in retrograde really asking us, seeing that it is in Aquarius? Well, I think what it's asking us is to look at some of these ideas that we had when we were young and we were still, like, you know, full of piss and vinegar, and we were like, no, I'm really gonna do this thing that seems so crazy and wild. And well, maybe it's time to go back and look at these old ideas, these old projects, you know, that we kind of like put underneath the table because they're too weird, or too, maybe at the time they just weren't in vogue, you know. You don't ever know. That's the one thing about Aquarius energy, is it's like a lot of times it's just ahead of its time, you know. It's so out there and strange for the current present time that it's just, yeah. So how will this Mercury in retrograde be affecting you? Delays in travel, delays in communication. I wouldn't try and go and buy any real estate right now during this time of retrograde. And, you know, I just think that, you know, like I said earlier, just kind of look in your box of ideas that you casted aside and said, I don't want to do this, and really kind of bring it out. Because what's really interesting is when Mercury decides to go direct again, it's going to be in Capricorn. Ooh, very nice, very nice. So you can take these crazy ideas that you'd thrown away and actually look at them, and then when Mercury goes direct in Capricorn, now we can actually solidify them and give them a foundation. So this is actually, to me, a very special time to have Mercury in retrograde, because we get to look at these things in the past that we kind of just, oh well, not going to pay attention to it, and look at it and really remember the excitement and the joy that we experienced when we were first thinking about that project, or that idea, or that, you know, whatever it was. We were like, oh my God, that would be so cool. And maybe we told a few of our friends, and they're just like, what is she talking about? You know, it's like, but now, like, you know, it's not such a bad idea. Now it's actually kind of pretty cool. It's actually the opposite of awkward and weird. Not that I'm associating all Aquarian energy with awkward and weirdness, but the good news is it's a very short retrograde, you know, it's going to be done with. And, you know, the only thing is that kind of compounds everything is Mercury also in retrograde with, and Venus also in retrograde. So I do see some more arguments happening with couples during this time. This is really just kind of like the universe kind of putting those relationships in the dishwasher and just getting it spick and span, because it's like, if you haven't broken up by now when Mercury goes into retrograde, you might be. So, I mean, but everything is for, you know, like I said before in other episodes, everything is for the best. You know, if something is meant to be, then it'll be there. If it's not meant to be, you should never try to force anything. And so this is a great opportunity to just kind of be within yourself, explore these beautiful ideas, and really find what you want to do in the next 3 to 6 months. So Mercury in retrograde, with this Aquarian vibe going direct in Capricorn, maybe it's not gonna be so bad. Maybe not gonna be so bad, but let's see what this is going to turn into. Advice and predictions, I just want to say, just go with the flow. Don't try to force anything. Just try to acknowledge that there's gonna be, I mean, if you know ahead of time, and you already have the expectation, you can just kind of be like, oh yeah, this is Mercury in retrograde. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, or if you want to know how your sign is personally going to be affected by this retrograde, you can always email me, you know, message me. Please comment below your thoughts and feelings on Mercury in retrograde, and please be sure to subscribe. I send you all the love from my foxy heart, and I wish you nothing but the best. Aho.